My beautiful friends, let's do a reading. We're going to do a collective reading. So we're going to see what energy you're in and what you need to know today. So I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm going to start with this deck. So we're going to look at what you're focused on right now, or what your focus is. I have a few decks I want to get. We'll see which ones I feel called to. I always intuitively pick my decks and then I put them in a stack beside me, and then I take the ones I feel called to take. So we have signs, synchronicities, 555, 444, 1111, 222, 33. So you could be seeing signs and synchronicities. We also have in future, weeks, month timing. So we'll see what that's about as well. But you could be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities right now. So let's get into it. What energy are you in? What are you focused on? Let's have a look. Collective energy. Happiness, that's good. Satisfaction, ecstasy, heaven, whole, euphoria. Focused on your happiness. Beautiful. So focusing on things that fulfill you, right? That light your soul up. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like what's on the bottom. So on the bottom we have discarding. So for some of you, maybe you've experienced that in the past where someone has discarded you. Maybe you felt thrown away by someone, right? But this is very good start, happiness. So focusing on fulfillment. I respect my non-negotiable boundaries. You know what I'm hearing right away? I'm going to be honest. The timing of that, you could have set boundaries with someone and they could have discarded you, right? I always say boundaries, they're such a hard lesson. Learning how to set them. And when we start to set them, people start to fall away. The boundaries are to keep us safe. And if somebody pushes back against your boundaries or has a problem with them, they're not safe to be in your energy, right? You needed that boundary, is what I'm hearing. But that's good. Your first card, focusing on happiness. Beautiful. All right. Titanic could be symbolic. What are you focused on? We have soul contract. All right. Coming together, reconciliation. Running. Oh dear. See? That's what I mean. It feels like you're connected to someone where you tried to put up boundaries, or you put up boundaries, or maybe you needed to. This person could have run away, right? You could be dealing with a runner, avoiding, can't handle emotions, racing. We have soul contract here. So perhaps that was part of your soul contract with this person, right? Looks like you, I don't know if you're focused on coming back together with this person. Percocet. I don't know if you are focused on coming back together with this person, but clearly you were in some sort of dynamic with someone who was in running energy. You could have been running from your own happiness, chasing after this person, right? Or running from your healing. I always say that when we're that runner-chaser dynamic, I had a download once about how by chasing a runner, we're actually running from ourselves, right? So soul contract, we'll confirm that. Fall, it's deserving, coming. So trusting that is what is meant for you will not pass you by. It's coming, deserving, balance. So clearly you're someone who, maybe you wear pretty rings. I think what I'm seeing here is that hopefully you're not just healing and working on your happiness for someone else, right? I always say you have to do it for yourself. It's about you. But it looks to me like you could feel like something is coming, but that you are deserving of balance. You're deserving of someone seeing you. You're deserving of someone who wants to stay, who's not going to run, who's not going to throw you away. Again, we'll confirm all of this. But balance, it looks like you're calling in more balanced energy. So you're probably working on your balance, but wanting a more balanced connection where there's not that push and pull. And you are deserving of balance. We have returning memories, recalling past, nostalgia. So you've still got somebody on your mind here. Even though you're focused on your happiness, soulmate. Oh, this person's on your mind. This person's on your mind. That's all right. That's all right. I feel like what I'm seeing here with that drop down about boundaries is you would only accept this person if things were different. Especially where your first card is about happiness, right? You're at a higher vibration now. You know what's going to make you happy, what doesn't fulfill your soul. But yeah, we've got 2 cards here about someone from your past. You could be in nostalgia about this person right now. Interesting. We'll confirm all these. But the energy that I'm feeling is that you would only take this person back if they came in right. Happiness. Happiness. We have fire. So you could be tapping into your passion here, things that make you happy. Oh dear, we have threatened, embarrassed, jealous, appearances, coward. Are there people threatened by your happiness? Are you triggering people with your happiness? Are you connected to a fire sign? It says embarrassed, jealous, appearances, coward. Maybe somebody made you feel... You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that song Who Says by Selena Gomez. Who says you're not perfect or whatever. Hopefully this person that you're connected to didn't make you feel embarrassed about your authentic self. But I feel with that drop down about boundaries, like maybe there are people in your energy right now. That's an interesting one. Maybe there's people in your energy right now who are kind of intimidated or threatened by your energy, especially if they're in lower vibrational energy. Never be afraid to be your authentic self, right? If you are in this energy where you're happy and you're being silly, and never be embarrassed by that just because it's not the norm. I definitely feel like you have people around you. Right, as we ascend, the people around you, you could be feeling like they're threatened by your energy. I remember when I first embodied that energy, right? It really triggers people when you're in that energy. So you could be someone who triggers people who are in lower vibrational energy, or people who are unhappy, right? Maybe you used to be threatened or feel triggered by people who were in happy energy. Interesting. Soul contract, come together, reconciliation. Coming together with yourself, reconciling with yourself. We have Archangel Michael. Protection from harm. So protecting your energy right now, boundaries. And also you could be feeling like this part of your journey, you are being protected, or you're trusting that if it's meant to be, it'll come back around, right? So trusting that what's happening for you is what's meant for you. I'm also seeing it could be part of your soul contract right now. If you're triggering people around you, maybe those people are meant to fall away, because Archangel Michael makes me think of the Tower, divine intervention. So there could be some things that are falling away right now. The other thing I'm hearing is maybe you've been someone who has been very focused on reconciliation, very focused on getting back together with your person. And part of your soul contract here could actually be you're being protected from harm, right? We talked about boundaries, we talked about the runner, the discarding energy, the trash energy. On the bottom, we have wish come true. So it almost feels like you're actually being protected, not just for your own health and happiness, but also for going after your dreams here or your mission, right? Perhaps you're supposed to be working on your purpose right now. Is that fire energy? I want to get one more for soul contract. Coming and going, emotions unsure, back around. So it feels like you were in a push-pull dynamic, which is what I was talking about, where you were in a cycle with someone, right? And it's part of your soul contract to be focused on self right now. Emotions unsure, back around. The wonder wheel coming and going. So just trust that you're being protected for a reason right now, right? And Spirit wants you to focus on your dreams, your happiness and your dreams. Yeah, we have soul connection on the bottom. So it feels like you've been stuck in a cycle where, again, maybe one of the lessons you needed to learn was how to put up boundaries with someone who was in that runner throwaway energy. Right? I feel like this person didn't see your worth, but I feel like you weren't seeing your worth either. Fall, it's coming, deserving, balance. Huh. Divine feminine energy. Beautiful. So, it definitely feels like you would notice things being removed from your life right now, specifically like fake people. You could be triggering people who are not in authenticity, who are in lower vibrational energy. Yeah, we have fake, pretending, living beyond means. And then we have Earth, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Feels like you are, because we have this divine feminine energy and wishes come true, manifesting. Divine feminine energy, intuition, nurturing, emotions, uplifting energy, right? That's you. You're in happiness right now. And I feel like you could have maybe some people around you that are not authentic, that are too grounded in reality, I'm hearing, that are starting to fall away, right? The coming and going. Just trust that whatever's being removed from your energy right now, it's for your highest good. It's so that you can focus on your dreams and you can focus on embodying this divine feminine energy. Also, it's coming deserving balance, balancing your masculine and feminine energy, right? Giving yourself that balance. Probably you find that you're not aligning with people who are pretending to be something they're not, or too grounded in reality, right? Fake drama, right? People who cause chaos. It's like a divine feminine wouldn't want to be in chaos, right? So anything chaotic, especially if you could have been drawn to chaotic situations, right? Unavailable people to learn these lessons. Lesson, oh my gosh, right underneath, lesson learned, completion, new insight. All right. You could have friends that are, you could have had friends, the gossip card came out and then went back in. So you could have like friends around you who aren't happy. And they could be being threatened by your happiness here. Also, I've seen countless people talk about this, but when you ascend, right? Maybe you're used to being around people who gossip and complain, and it's very low vibrational energy, right? And it feels like you're learning important lessons about this, about balance and what you're deserving of in friendships and relationships and in life. Returning, memories, recalling past, nostalgia. Toxic behavior, toxic people. Separation. So whoever this is, right, that you're thinking about, soul contract, returning, someone from your past, whoever this is, I feel like it was unhealthy. There could have been unhealthy patterns playing out here, right? We've been talking about that, boundaries, toxic behaviors. So whoever this is probably has toxic behaviors as well. You know, they say that both, I don't even want to say toxic, I want to say negative emotional patterns, right? Like being anxiously attached or overgiving or running or things like that. We do have whatever that word, irreconcilable, I don't know how to say that, differences, separation, relationship conflict, final, right? Soul contract. That's what I kept hearing, is that whoever this is, you've learned a lesson here, and probably you've had this lesson with multiple people, family, this person, friends. This person could have been quite fake, grounded in the 3D is what I'm hearing, not in a good way. But this person you're talking about, like, you've learned a lesson here, and you wouldn't take them back unless they were really showing change, which is good. All right, water on the bottom, air, water, air. All right. Let's get these. Let's confirm. Let's confirm. You know what? I'm not even going to shuffle them. Let's confirm. Crossroads. That's been coming out a lot. This crossroads. Learning lessons. Listen. So you may have decisions to make here, right? You may have decisions to make about people in your life, including this person. I was hearing, we have learned from the past. So you're learning from the past, ending toxic cycles. Remember I said that. We have life partner, love of a lifetime, stable. So you're calling in, you know you're deserving of stable energy. You're learning from the past, learning from this connection, learning from these friendships, even family situationships. You've learned a lesson that you can't make a stable foundation with someone in that energy, right? Crossroads, choices, different options. And then we have fear, commitment, anxiety, scared, concern, right? So it feels like you're someone who's looking for stable love, and maybe you've been calling in people with fear of commitment. I'm going to confirm that. Right? Like no longer choosing unavailable. That's one thing when we're repeating those negative emotional patterns, is we continue to choose unavailable people. All right. What did that irreconcilable, whatever that word is, it was saying relationship conflict, right? I'm seeing clashing perspectives. So I feel like you're someone who wants that stability, but you could have been calling in people who weren't ready to give you that stability. Learning important lessons. Let's get a few more. Learning important lessons. That came right out. Strength. Having the courage. having the courage to make different decisions. You want stability. You're standing in your inner power, strength. Could be focusing on your confidence right now. Beautiful. And it takes strength to break those lessons, learn those lessons and break those patterns, right? I feel soul contract, right? I definitely feel like you have been calling in people who were inconsistent and emotionally unavailable, which maybe was mirroring back to you that something about you was emotionally unavailable, right? Life partner. Intuition, immature. All right. Under life partner, we have immature. Player, right? That runner energy. That's not stable. And perhaps it's on the row with the coming and going, right? So it feels like you were connected to someone who was... I feel like your intuition was trying to tell you, because it's on the row with Archangel Michael. So I feel like your intuition was trying to communicate with you that something was out of alignment with these friendships with this person. You could have felt like they were playing games with you. But possibly you can't hear your intuition when you're in a push-pull dynamic. You have confusion between the head and the heart. So you actually it becomes toxic. You become addicted to it, right? Because these two cards talk about intuition. So it feels like probably because you felt like maybe you wanted to reconcile with this person, or you felt like they were your person, love of a lifetime, you weren't listening to your intuition, or you couldn't hear your intuition. And right, your intuition is telling you you're worthy of stable love in your life. Crossroads. Crossroads. Not yet. Not the right time, wait. Interesting. And growth. Interesting. What are you at a crossroads at? It says not yet. Not the right time, wait. And then it says growth, self-help, personal development. So let's say I feel like you could have been very focused on calling this person back in, right? But I feel like you've been intuitively guided to really focus on self. Like Spirit's saying, now is not the right time it's right over calling in what you deserve. Interesting. It's right over calling in what you deserve. It's coming, balance, but not yet. And we have fall. So, interesting. Self-help, personal growth. So whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're yearning for, right? You had two cards about thinking about someone from your past. Spirit's saying it's not the right time and you need to focus on growth. I don't think you're in divine feminine energy yet either, right? Because this is over the line with divine feminine. So Spirit says there's still more growth that's needed. Perhaps you still have that fake card, actually. Perhaps parts of you still... Happiness always comes from within. It's 345 here. You're on the right path. You're in alignment. 345. You're going the right way. But it feels like you're not quite in that divine feminine energy with that fake card. You're still pretending, right? You could be pretending you're in divine feminine energy. You could still be hiding parts of your authentic self to fit in. You could still be letting unhealthy people in your energy. That divine feminine, right? listens to their intuition, very nurturing, very uplifting, strong emotional boundaries, would not accept less than they deserve, surrenders control. So again, this is not against you in any way, but Spirit's saying you're not quite in that divine feminine energy yet. And I talk about this, right? About how we can say we're in divine energy, but energy doesn't lie. So Spirit's saying there's still more growth that needs to happen here before you're in that feminine energy. And to embody that divine feminine energy, you also have to be that stable, like, be that love of your life to yourself, right? Give yourself that stability. Show up for yourself consistently. Being your authentic self, I'm hearing. So it feels like you're not yet in that authentic energy. And, you know, thinking about this toxic person returning, right? It could be delaying you or blocking you or causing you fear, like maybe you're overthinking about it. So we have returning, fear. Who cares about, is Spirit closed the deck? Who cares about how long it's taking? Spirit's asking you to trust in divine timing. I feel like that's what you're trying to do, but the fact that these cards are coming out mean you're still thinking about this person, right? You're still thinking about them returning. What, like, maybe you're scared that it's over, that it's the end. Trust in the universe. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around. We have trust in the universe, divine timing. So you're really being asked to surrender control and to trust in divine timing, that there's a reason I was hearing that. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around, and now's not the right time. You need to focus on specifically feminine and masculine energy within yourself. And if it's meant to be, it'll be, right? If not, Spirit will send you the right person for you or the right friendships for you. We have home, family, comfort, moving house. So be that home to yourself right now. Be that home to yourself right now. All right. You know what? I'm going to keep these cards here. I'm going to put these on my stand so it doesn't fall over. It needs more stability. All right. I felt called to this one. So I'm just going to confirm each row with this deck. Oh, we have loneliness, secluded, cut off, soul searching. Perhaps you don't have friends, right? I did a oracle reading today talking about that, about how, especially on this journey, right? Especially if you're surrounded by fake people or people you have to pretend that you're somebody else to fit in with. They're not your people. Right? It is a lonely journey, but I feel like Spirit is probably encouraging you to get out there, right? In that oracle reading, I talk about that. Because as much as I wish things just arrived on our doorstep like an Amazon delivery, they don't, right? Sometimes we have to meet Spirit halfway, right? So maybe you're always at home. Maybe you're always at home thinking about this person, feeling lonely. Your first card was happiness, though. That's good. That's good. But you want to keep moving on this journey, right? You want to put these lessons to the test. Not like that, but we can be in isolation and secluded and learn these lessons, but eventually we have to interact with other people to integrate those lessons, right? I'm seeing that card full circle, lessons integrated. So if you are feeling lonely and secluded, it may be time to find your people. Easier said than done, I know, but it starts by getting out of your comfort zone, taking a course, going to an event, starting an online thing. I talk about it in that oracle reading. All right. Coming home. You've got this person on your mind. It's about coming home to yourself. right? We've got these cards about thinking about someone you feel you have a one-of-a-kind connection with. This says soulmate, and it's making me think of, again, there's a strong message about getting out there and aligning with people so that you can find your soul tribe, right? I've been talking about this a lot. Bree's been talking about it. And when you go through these lessons and these people are falling away from your life and you're changing, right? It's like you're becoming a different version of yourself, a healthier version of yourself, a happier version of yourself. And you need people around you, divine feminine, that card, that will uplift you, not bring you down. Being around people like that can delay your ascension, right? And that could be part of your soul contract here. And the right people will complement your energy, right? They won't bring you down. They'll support you. They'll uplift you. You'll feel that energetic, Bree calls it energy rods, right? So yeah, there's something about here, like, there's definitely something here about finding your soul tribe and connecting with people who complement you, not people who want to throw you away or run away from you or put you down, right? F that. I just heard nobody puts baby in the corner. We have heart rules, guided by emotions, and then toxic incompatibility, exactly. So communication issues, right? So whoever this is that's on your mind, and even friendships, it doesn't just have to be about love, right? You could be someone who's guided by emotions, who has a big heart. Maybe you're an empath, believing that, you know, love will win in the end, right? Or maybe that you can fix if you love enough. But then we have toxic incompatibility, painful love. So it feels like you've been aligning with people who are incompatible with you, right? So how can you shine and be your authentic self if the people around you are making you feel like you have to play small, right? Again, I was hearing that people in your energy are threatened by the change in you, and that's what happens. That's what happens. All right. So I feel like thinking about this person has been keeping you stuck, or being around these people where you have to pretend you're somebody else. I know what that feels like. It's been keeping you stuck. It's been keeping you stuck from truly embodying that divine feminine energy, or feminine energy, whatever. All right, let's confirm. First row. Oh, you are calling in friends. You are. So that you can see these lessons, so that you can integrate these lessons. Coming in fast, racing against time, not wasting any time, right? And then on the bottom, we have friendship, deep friendship, reliability, trustworthy companion, loyalty, and support, right? So you're shining, you're evolving, and the people around you are threatened by that, or are embarrassed. Maybe they're embarrassed by the way you're acting, right? Like, do you know how many times I've been told, you're a grown woman, why are you acting like that? Excuse me? Guided lessons, learning stage. It's so that you can integrate these lessons. You got to get out of your bubble. You got to get out of your bubble. Go watch that oracle reading if you feel called to, but it's time to get out of these people who are threatened by your happiness and healing, and align with people who are in that feminine energy, guided by intuition, similar to you, right? Who uplift you, who don't tear you down. The crab bucket, right? You're calling in a soul friend here, a loyal friend, and it will change your life. It will change your life. There is a higher reason why. There's a higher reason why you're guided here. There's a higher reason. Fate, I'm hearing. Getting knocked down means nothing. I keep getting back up. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Those people trying to keep you down. knocking you down, holding you back from ascension, right? There's a reason that I've aligned with Bree, right? And there's a reason why it's coming out in readings about finding soul tribe. You're meant to find your soul tribe. You're meant to find your people. And you know, the fascinating thing about Bree is that I had to work hard on myself. She said it before and it made me cry in her video where she said that she was preparing for however old she is. I'm not going to tell you how old she is. She said it in that reading. But all those years to be ready to embrace this deep friendship, right? This, same with me. I wouldn't have, by being that for myself, right? By focusing on my happiness, releasing people who were no longer aligned with me, even though it meant that I was alone, right? Once I was able to show up for myself like that, that's when I started calling in friends. And again, you have to meet the universe halfway. So getting out there, leaving your house, taking inspired action, the fire, you had the fire, Ace of Wands. What are you feeling inspired to take action towards? Because you've been in isolation. You've been really focused on this person returning, and Spirit's saying they're trying to send other people into your energy that want to come in fast. So what are you feeling inspired to do? Again, I don't want to repeat myself about that oracle reading I just did, but I spoke about like having an online presence, not to go viral, but to align with people who like the same things as you, right? If you're dimming your light, pretending to be somebody you're not going to call in the right people. You're going to constantly find yourself feeling stuck or not important or not seen, right? Feeling unseen. And when you call in this, again, it's that soulmate card. It talked about it. You complement each other. Guided lessons, learning stage. So you're being guided. You're definitely being guided to take action towards calling in friendships so that you can integrate these lessons. I can't even put into words what I've been through with Bree. Like, I can't even put it into words. You know how when you go through your first awakening and you have no idea how to explain it to anyone? It's like that when you align with that, right? You go through another ascension. You're meant to be around people similar to you who are on the same frequency as you, the same journey as you, that can uplift you and be the wing beneath your wings, instead of sitting around in isolation thinking about this person. All right. I shuffled that out. You're probably someone who's a giver, right? And you find yourself attracting people who don't reciprocate that. Soul contract. All right. Soul contract. Hot and cold, on and off, mixed signals, around and around, push, pull. You get chemically, hormonally, whatever it is, addicted to it. You do. The slot machine. Do we need to go over the slot machine again? Hot and cold, part of your soul contract. Hot and cold, mixed signals, on and off again. Mind games, right? So you probably have this repeated pattern where you call in people who are hot and cold and give you mixed signals, and it confuses you and you can't hear your intuition, right? That whole row was about that. And you deserve more than that, my friend. That will cause codependent attachment, addiction, right? Including watching readings about them is what I'm hearing. Let's confirm that. Soul contract. Oh, we have the orca. Burned. We've got burned bridge, no coming back, trust is gone. It's too late. Burn the bridge with these inconsistent hot and cold energies, right? And you probably, I hate to say this, I hate when I have to say this, but you probably enabled this behavior for a very long time, right? And again, I get it, like I'm feeling ego here, so I'm feeling some defensiveness, maybe not from you, but from someone else watching. But I used to be someone who was like, why do I always call these people in? Why do people always take advantage of me? Why do I blah, blah, blah? Like, why do I have take advantage of me or gullible written across my forehead? I was calling in the same lesson in different meat suits constantly my whole life for 30 plus years. 30 plus years. And whoever this is, remember that thing about boundaries and discarding? Perhaps once you chose yourself, somebody burned a bridge here. Hopefully, now you're still thinking about them, but burn that bridge is what I'm hearing. Not in an unhealthy way, but set those boundaries. It starts with you. I will no longer accept hot and cold, inconsistent behavior. I will no longer engage with people who keep me guessing, right? Set those boundaries with yourself. The moment you feel inconsistent energy or unbalanced energy, right? That's not for me. I want balance. I want stability, right? Love of a lifetime, stable. And we have digging deeper. You want more than hot and cold. You want more than surface level. You want the love of your lifetime. You want stability. The orca, digging deeper, searching for more. You're not shallow. You want a deep connection, right? And it doesn't just have to be romantic love. Like I'm hearing Bree say, she's the love of my life. That's how we connected, was over orcas. Like that's what, I swear that's what our soul contract said. Something about orcas, right? A sign how we would recognize each other, because that's how we connected, was a conversation over orcas. Orcas, your pod, your people. So by walking away from inconsistent hot and cold connections, friendships included, you're calling in people that you can connect with at a deeper level. Part of your soul contract, you were meant to learn this. You were meant to phoenix out the burned bridge. The Phoenix card talks about it. It's not about burning bridges. It's about liberating yourself. It's about ascension. It's about, I'm just gonna look at the card. Your little orca pod is trying to find you. Right? And it doesn't mean burning bridges. If this person burned a bridge with you, thank your lucky stars is what I'm hearing. Because probably you're not the type of person that could burn a bridge, right? Freedom from past suffering, karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents transformation of her past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage, right? So in my experience, what I did was I was just like, oh, it's everybody else. And I would burn that bridge. But I was calling in soul contract. I was calling in hot and cold energy, and I just kept not seeing the lesson, right? Being driven, where we must take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fear and aversions. Do you know how long I held on to it, like unhealthy friendship? Because it was my only friendship and I didn't want to be alone. I had no other friends. I still have no friends locally. I have no friends locally because I had to release the friend I had locally that I was only holding on to out of fear. But as soon as I released it, somebody else came in. Follow your inspired action. Follow your sonar or whatever. You deserve something deeper. You deserve deeper connection, right? And it's not just about romantic love, it's about friends too. All right. Not yet. Divine feminine energy, pretending, not yet. More personal development needed. Let's see what that's about. Delays, procrastination. What have you been procrastinating on? Gossip. No. Lower vibrational energy. Gossip, rumors. No, thank you. If you have somebody in your energy giving you updates on this person on your mind, I wouldn't even listen. I wouldn't even listen. Okay. All right. What's the top card? Angelic help, divinely guided, divine intervention. All right. So delays, I specifically mentioned divine feminine energy. We have anger, bitterness, resentment, not forgiving. Delays, procrastination, timing issues, needing to cultivate patience. So that shows us what you're struggling with when it comes to feminine energy. Well, I mean, you had divine feminine energy, it's coming. But the energy, the wounded energy that you're struggling with right now that you need to work on, resentment, right? I used to be so resentful towards the people I allowed to hurt me over and over again, right? You could be angry, you could be feeling bitter, right? Being around people where you have to pretend who you are, or where you're over giving, right? You're just giving, or even worse, you see them, but they don't see you. That'll cause resentment. It'll cause resentment. So you need to reflect on, what do you still feel resentful about? Who do you still feel resentful towards? Who haven't you forgiven? Are you surrounding yourself with angry, bitter, resentful, non-forgiving people? Because that's what I was seeing in that row. So that could be affecting your energy, right? You're over here trying to be happy and you've got people threatened by your happiness. Crap bucket, trying to pull you back down. And they don't do it consciously, right? I remember when my aunt tried to convert me to religion. And I remember she was giving me all this information about religion. And as I started to learn about it, I had never read the Bible. Don't judge me. I don't care if you judge me. When I started to read it, again, not specifically talking about religion, but spirituality, I started having tower moments in my life. And I remember her telling me, because she was very religious, she said, oh yes, as you connect with Jesus, the devil will try and tempt you. The devil will try and tempt you. The devil will try and pull you back down. And she actually, how she said it scared me so much that I was like, I'm not ready for this. I think I was 20. Took me 15 years to then spiritually awaken. But anyway, because it scared me. But that is true. You are tested. And for those of you who say you're sick of the tests, you're not on the right journey then. I've been tested my whole life. And once you stop having anger and bitterness towards the tests and you start integrating the lessons, you start to also receive beautiful things, not just tests. But I feel like this is partly what's blocking you, right? Anger, bitterness, resentment, not forgiving. And I think that the people around you, again, if you are aligned with people who aren't complimenting your energy, and I don't mean by saying nice things, but if you find yourself around people where you have to wear a mask and pretend that you're somebody else, of course you would become anger, bitter, and resentful, right? Because you feel unseen, you feel neglected, probably triggering a neglect wound. And delays, procrastination, timing issues, needing to cultivate patience. So you're still struggling with patience. And I could see that because a lot of these cards are about someone returning, right? And there's a need to trust in divine timing here and focus on yourself, on your own stability. right? There's a need to come home to yourself instead of seeing that home in another person. You need to find that within yourself. You are what you've been looking for, right? I keep thinking about that oracle of reading I did, and sometimes when I do an oracle and then a collective, they are connected. So needing more patience, and I know that's frustrating, but your patience will be rewarded, right? You'll call in. It's worth it to be that home for yourself. It's worth it to reconcile with yourself, to come into reunion with yourself, inner union. Then you call in loyal friends. You call in people who complement your energy, not people who do all this. Because again, if you're around people where you can't be your authentic self, and if they are gossipy and negative and always complaining, it's okay to have a little complain, right? It's okay. We're not about toxic positivity over here. We don't have to pretend that everything is okay, but if you're around people who are constantly complaining about everything, it sucks you dry of your energy. It sucks you dry, right? And what I'm seeing is you want to be someone who uplifts people, which means you have to get away from the people who bring you down and uplift yourself, is what I'm hearing, right? Again, gossip, rumors, the tea. The last row, trusting in the universe. Spirit wants you to trust. You escaped a bad situation. You need to trust in that. You're being protected from harm. So if they haven't come back, good. Right? Because there's toxicity in that row, which means they would have triggered something unhealthy within you too. So it says dodged a bullet. So trust that you're being protected from harm right now, Archangel Michael. Yeah, ghosted, silent treatment, feeling left out, lack of closure. Right? Because you're thinking about someone. Toxic behaviors, separation, scared that it's never going to come back around because it hasn't come back around yet. But Spirit's saying, we're trying to align things with you very soon. It's coming, deserving balance. But you have to release what you're holding on to and open your hands to receive, right? Release the things you're trying to desperately cling on to or hold on to that want to fall away, so that you can attract in the things that are meant for you, right? How can you have a stable connection if some ghosted, silent treatment, feeling left out, lack of closure? You need to find your own closure. You were being protected if this person ghosted you. Silent treatment, right? You're emotional. I saw you guide with emotions. And then you had that toxic, incompatible card. So you were probably connected to people or this person where they weren't comfortable with vulnerability and emotions. So whenever you led with your emotion or led with love, they probably shut down, possibly giving you the silent treatment. That's not healthy. Yeah, closeness, intimacy, belonging, mutual feelings, right? And that's what Spirit's saying, trust in divine timing. When it's the right time, the person who is meant to align with you will be complementing your energy. There will be closeness, there will be intimacy, there will be longing, there will be mutual feelings. We have emptiness, like whoever you were pouring into here, although this reading isn't about them, but their energy is going to come up because I'm channeling you, right? It feels like this person was lacking emotional vulnerability, which is why they probably ghosted you and went silent and it became toxic. So trust, right, that when it's the right time, whoever it is that aligns with you, closeness, intimacy, feeling like you belong, mutual feelings. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's love, divine timing, trust in the universe, spirit's protecting you right now. So anything that needs to fall away, let it, is what I'm hearing. All right, we're going to get this one. Dodged a bullet. Yeah, it even says, this soulmate here, one of a kind. You're one of a kind. Coming home. Come home to yourself first, right? And when it's the right person, the right time, complementing each other. I fill my thoughts with positivity. That's your affirmation. All right. Boundaries up. Boundaries. It was the first thing we spoke about. Standing firm, learning to say no, protecting your peace, guarded but graceful. Right? And holding on to even friendships that are not aligned with you. They're taking up the space of someone who could align with you, right? Holding on to anything out of fear is attachment. And again, if this person, if you put up boundaries with them and they ran and they went silent, you dodged a bullet. It means they weren't healthy to be in your energy. Right? Boundaries are a form of self-care. Boundaries are meant to keep us safe. On the bottom, we have right person, wrong time. Connection too soon. Paths not ready. Deep emotions remain, distance for growth. Right? So Spirit's really saying you were on different paths here. Incompatibility, right? Distance for growth. And again, surrender attachment to who it is that you end up with, right? And trust that the universe will align you with the right people at the right time. I know that sounds like a bunch of toxic positivity, but it's actually true. Mr. Crow confirmed. And the sooner you surrender the things that are not aligned with you, the sooner that you can ascend, right? Right underneath, intuitive awakening. So this person, you couldn't hear your intuition because of the dynamic, or even if it's friends, you couldn't connect to your intuition because of the attachment. So this is the time you're meant to be awakening, heightened awareness, trusting your gifts, clear downloads guided by inner knowing. Also, do you know what it's like to try and ascend and trust in your gifts if you're surrounded by negative people who don't believe in the same stuff you do? I understand that friends are going to be different, right? Everybody likes different things, but aligning with people who are on the same wavelength as you helps you further ascend, helps you trust in yourself more, although we shouldn't need outside things to trust in ourselves. But if you're surrounded by a bunch of people who don't know what awakening is or intuition is, right? Maybe you feel like you have to hide that part of you when you're with them. And that's a disservice to your little inner child, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's get into it. Breadcrumbs. No, thank you. Summer fling, summer lovin', had me a blast. Like, think about that movie, The End of Grease, right? Where she pretends to be someone else to get him. She puts on all that clothing that looks really uncomfortable, and she's smoking, and she completely changes who she is. And yes, he had a Letterman sweater on, so he was trying to change. But the moment that he sees that she's conformed to what he wants her to be, he rips off that Letterman jacket and was like, whoa, I love you even more now that you're pretending to be someone else. That's bullshit. Temporary connection, sweet memories. You're in nostalgia, short but unforgettable. So it was a very, like, I don't know. I think for some of you were stuck in a cycle, but clearly you had like an instant spark with this person. Could have happened in the summer. Maybe you didn't even know each other that much, right? Everything happens in perfect synchronicity. That's your affirmation. April 21st could... Yes, bro! everything we've been saying. Head, heart versus head, cognitive dissonance, confusion, logic versus emotion. So you and this person, right? I shouldn't be talking about them, but I'm gonna. They could have been very like remember I kept saying grounded in reality, someone really logical where you lead with your heart. But in hot and cold situations, the slot machine, you can't hear your intuition. Right? When you're being breadcrumbed, you can't hear your intuition. Mixed signals, inconsistent effort, emotional avoidance keeps the door half open. Heart versus head, logic versus emotion, overthinking love, conflicted feelings needing to choose clarity. And there's so much heavy energy of friendship here as well, right? Your friends could have been being like, it was just a fling, just get over it. Like, or they could be gossiping about this person or not understanding why you felt the connection you did, right? And again, maybe because you weren't with this person very long, or you didn't know them very long, or it was a summer fling, short but unforgettable. Although some of you have been in a cycle, either with this person or people in different meat suits. But like, it causes confusion, questioning yourself. That's where that, again, you get addicted to it. Even just, I'm hearing like watching readings from multiple people, like getting different answers from different readers can cause cognitive dissonance. Breadcrumbs, no thank you. Fated encounter. Crossed paths by destiny, familiar souls, instant attraction, divine timing at play. You were meant to meet this person. It was meant to trigger this within you. And now I feel like Spirit's showing you this in other areas. Let's keep going. Right person, wrong time. The hard truth. So you're already realizing this, but this is really important. This row with you're not in that divine feminine energy, right? But you could think you are. So again, reflect who around you is in resentful, bitter, angry, lower vibrational energy. Where are you feeling that, and towards who? Reflect on that. Why do you feel it, right? And your patience. And just like, not to discourage you, but since I was very young, I've always had this dream, right? Of what I wanted in a friendship. Like I always wanted somebody that I could just, it's hard to explain. And how many years did it take me to find that, right? Like 40 years to find the people that I wanted to align with, right? Patience. But yeah, connection too soon, paths not ready, deep emotions remain, distance for growth. And I feel like you could be someone, like your first card is happiness, which I love, right? But you could be someone that's like, well, I'm feeling good. I'm going through a glow up. I'm happy. Where's my person? The tarot lady said, if I work on that, they'll come back. But it's not the right time yet, right? It's right over this row, not yet. There still needs to be more growth here before you align with what you're meant to align with. Hard truth, knows the truth, not romanticizing potential, that's good. Facing reality, healing, not chasing. But in this row, you still have people in your life that you're pretending to be, like you still have, I think, some lingering energy around you that you might have to stop romanticizing their potential. Healing, not chasing. Maybe this is, I think you're already on your way here, but you're not there yet. Not yet. I'm going to confirm all of them. Last row. Career crossroads. Emotionally unavailable. This person. You're dodging a bullet. You're being protected from harm. That person that you're nostalgic about, that you're missing, that you want to come back, right? Spirit's saying there's an element of divine timing there. Emotionally unavailable. You don't want that anymore, right? Half in, half out, fear of depth, avoiding vulnerability. No, thank you. Soul family! Seriously, right? So you have been, whoever you are, you've been in fear that you'll never get this person back. You've been thinking about them. You've been very attached to them. Your last row. And Spirit's saying you're being protected for a reason. Right now, you're meant to be focusing on your goals, your career. Maybe you're at a career crossroads, and soul family, which that card that came out that was on the bottom of the deck here, calling in, right? People who compliment you, people who see you, your inner circle, your chosen family, soul tribe, soul tribe. I mean, if you guys, I thought about this. When I first awakened, I had inspired action to start a TikTok, and I wasn't doing it to be viral or anything. I was just doing it to find other autistic people. And if you guys are, it was actually really fun because we didn't care who looked at our videos, but we would like duet our videos together, or we would do like video responses if we left comments. And it was really cool to meet people. And if you're having difficulty doing that, like I said in that oracle reading, I've been thinking about making my Instagram, like, I don't post readings there anymore, but I've been thinking about just aligning, like just making fun little videos just to, you know, anyway, if you've been thinking about doing that, like I could do it with you. But chosen connections, conscious choice, remember the phoenix, where if somebody is, again, secure attachment, if someone's not aligned with you, you can say, you know what, this isn't fulfilling me and I'm going to choose me, right? Connections that you choose, not connections that you hold on to out of fear. Genuine support, genuine support. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking like that, because I resonate. Shared healing path, other people on this journey, other people who want to uplift humanity, right? Feeling seen and safe. And right now, this row, or even if it was just with this person, you don't feel safe enough to be seen. You're pretending to be somebody else. And you know what? In both of my friendships with Michelle and Bree, not so much with Shannon, but they actually had to like tell me it's okay. It's okay to talk about yourself. It's okay to be vulnerable, because I was so used to hot and cold behavior. I was so used to breadcrumbs. I was so used to pretending to be somebody else, right? This is important. Divine timing. Career crossroads. If your job has been trying to exit your life, if you've been hitting tower moments, or you've been intuitively called to start a new job or start a side job, I feel like it's going to align you with your soul family, right? Again, I was at a career crossroads. I chose purpose. I balanced for a while, fully committed to my purpose, this, aligned with soul connections. Again, you choose these people. Chosen connections. You choose them. I choose you. Like, F the unavailable people. I hate to say it. We have self-sabotage, fear of happiness, doubting blessings, avoiding success, breaking old habits. So you do have this pattern of getting involved with like hot and cold. You're not sure whether you're coming and going. You can't be yourself. Breadcrumbs, inconsistency. How do you break that? You start choosing differently, even if that means not having a friend in your life for a while. And again, the more you choose self, like, I'm going to be honest, when I started doing this, I had a few people come into my life, and some were just there for a reason and a season, and then they were gone because I had to make a choice. So I had a couple people come in, and then I had to make a choice, and they went out. And then somebody else would come in, and I'd be like, oh, I like this person. We're soul, like, I like this person. We complement each other. I'm going to continue. They're watering me. I'm watering them. And then somebody else would come in. Something would be out of alignment and I'd have to make a decision. Like, I'm no longer making choices or keeping things in my life out of fear. Because again, what if it's blocking something really amazing that's coming in? So right now, forget about this person who's returning. I refuse to allow anything to stand between who I am now and the person I want to be. The timing of that. So right now, your focus, part of this divine timing, there's a career crossroads, be honest with yourself, and calling in soul family, chosen connections that again, you choose and they choose you back. And if they don't choose you, right, or you don't choose somebody else, it's just that you're not aligned. That's it. Anyway, so strange because I was on this, I'm just going to show it to you. I was in this deep discussion about Care Bears with Brie before I did this reading. And, you know, I was wondering if it would come up, and it is. You need to find your Care Bear family, right? Who's your favorite Care Bear? Tell me. Tell me who your favorite Care Bear is. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Heart versus head. Oh. No, thank you. Silent treatment. Pride over connection. Emotional standoff. Unspoken frustration. Lessons in patience. Remember silent treatment came out earlier. Did one of your parents give you the silent treatment when you were young? And do you find yourself attracting people who give you the silent treatment? I understand for many years, that's how I dealt with conflict. I would go silent. And then when I needed to learn my lesson, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, I called in someone, multiple people, multiple lessons in different meat suits that would deal with conflict through silence. And then I was on the other side of it and I realized how triggering it is, right? We have toxic comfort here. Hard to let go, familiar chaos, repeating cycles, meant to teach you self-worth. There's a pattern here, right? You can see it in these cards. And again, these connections, it'll cause confusion between your head and your heart. So you'll hold on to it, you'll self-sabotage, you'll hold on to it because it feels familiar. Possibly from family connections, right? Because something within you, soul contract, is seeking to heal. Being, like, that's why you keep attracting or being attracted to unavailable breadcrumbing situations, is because that little kid in you wants consistency and wants stability. So spirit keeps giving you the same lesson in different meat suits, right? Summer lovin'. Let's see what that is. We have purpose in progress. Interesting. You know what I'm hearing? I'm going to say it. It is summer. Just be careful you don't find yourself in a fling where you're being redirected from your purpose. But long-term vision, forming seeds planted, patience required, growth behind the scenes. I want to say that's about you, though. No contact. Silence speaks loudly. Do you know how long it took me to get that lesson? That silence speaks louder than words, right? Like when somebody's giving you the silent treatment. Or I would be someone who would over-explain until I was blue in the face, right? Took me a long time to learn. Silence is louder. Moving in silence, private progress, quiet confidence, protecting energy, plans kept sacred. So right now, you're meant to be, this person was meant, under soul contract, this person that you felt this instant connection with, short but unforgettable, haven't been able to like, anyway. Part of the soul contract here is you focusing on your purpose. Private progress, quiet confidence, protecting energy from this hot and cold going around energy, right? It's part of your soul contract. And again, it's not just about putting up boundaries with this person and being silent with them. It's about those dynamics, those unstable, familiar, chaos, toxic, hot and cold, inconsistent dynamics. It's about also putting up boundaries with those people, right? Integrate the lesson. Distance for clarity, detaching to heal. It's part of your soul contract, right? Right now, part of your soul contract is to be focused on your purpose and to be making different decisions when it comes to unstable energy and giving yourself that stability. Right person, wrong time. Unavailable, again. Emotionally guarded, half in, half out, fear of depth, avoiding vulnerability. It also feels like maybe you feel, I'm just going back to this line with the people you feel like you have to pretend with, right? So in a way, you're emotionally guarded, right? Think about mirroring. So if you call in people who are like that, think about mirroring. If you call in people who are emotionally unavailable, who are half in, half out, don't show up consistently, and then they're triggering within you the need to pretend and hide who you are and not speak your truth and not open up and be vulnerable with them, right? It's mirroring back to you something that you need. Like you could, again, we act in weird, like humans are complicated creatures, especially when we have trauma and programming. So you could, in your heart of heart, want someone that you can be vulnerable and perfectly authentically yourself with, but you keep calling in unavailable people as a mirror to show you that you're actually emotionally guarded, that you have a fear of being your authentic self, right? I heard it, I had to say it. We have inner child healing. Reconnecting with joy, soothing old wounds, playful rediscovery, learning how to be safe again. Rebirth energy, shedding old layers, new identity forming. It's why you're outgrowing these connections. So again, who is around you that's resentful and angry and bitter, right? That's like, bleh. Because that would be impacting your energy. It's time to shed those layers. It's time to shed this person, these other people in your life, because you have a new identity forming. And I'm hearing it's like they're stunting your growth here. Right? It's your inner child wanting to be seen. Again, I feel as a child that I was in a household that was emotionally unavailable, right? Emotionally guarded, avoiding vulnerability. Oh my gosh. I couldn't even begin to tell you. We never spoke about anything, like anything. Traumatic things would happen and nobody would say anything. It was just like we just had to pretend it wasn't happening. Right? So what did I attract in all the time? Unavailable people. Because it was my inner child wanting to heal, wanting to shed that layer. This is an important layer for you to shed, and it's not just about this person. It's also about the other energy around you. The other unavailable energy around you needs to be shed. Right? Not yet. More self-growth. All of that. Soul family, career crossroads. Soul family, career crossroads. All right, we had quite a few come out. We have divine timing, pause with purpose, divine timing. That's the row with divine timing. Everything aligning, the universe is at work. Trust in perfect timing. Whoever this is that you're thinking about, you're being protected from harm, and trust in that. And trust that the universe wants to align you with someone who compliments you, whoever that is, soul family, right? If you're at a career crossroads, it could be that you're being guided towards your purpose. We have the tables have turned. So part of this divine timing, the energy is supposed to shift. The runner becomes the chaser. Well, whatever, I don't care. Regret, no. Inner peace era. It's your inner peace era. And if this person ever... I'm not looking at how your person feels about you. This says energy shift though. So if you're still thinking about them, longing, wanting them to come back, right? That's my person I'm hearing. That energy is not going to shift. So Spirit really wants you to shift your energy, turn those tables. And again, surrender attachment, right? And trust. Take away the face and trust. Affirm it. Spirit wants to, this is the things that are falling away are so that I can align with my soul family. I can align with my purpose. I can have a new beginning. And who is meant for me will align with me when the time is right. Right? There's supposed to be an energetic shift happening here where you're no longer thinking about them, nostalgic about them, reminiscing about them. And that takes, it's like giving up any type of addiction, right? You have to distract yourself, not in an unhealthy way, but when they pop into your mind, do something else. Prioritize self. Start getting out there, right? Start focusing on your purpose. Start focusing on finding friends so that you're not constantly thinking about this person. Inner peace era. So anything that doesn't bring you inner peace has to go. Calm energy, grounded confidence, emotions, balance. That's the type of energy that you want to call in. Not that mixed emotion. Choosing ease over pressure. Right? Final advice from this deck. Final advice. Final advice. Intuitive awakening, exactly. Drifting apart. Growth creates distance. Right? So if you could probably still, I shouldn't even say it, but you can remain in a dynamic with this person that's on again, off again, hot and cold, inconsistent breadcrumbs. If you don't want to grow, you can stay on that ride all day, but you're on different paths with whoever this is. And Spirit's trying to align you with your inner peace era. Spirit's trying to align you with your soul family, with your purpose, with a new career, right? And as you grow, I said it, it's not just about this person even, it's about the other people in your energy. As you grow, you drift apart from those that are not on the same path as you. And that has to be okay. Intuitive awakening. And you know what? My third eye is hurting. Heightened awareness, trusting your gifts, clean downloads, clean. So you're not like, I don't know if that's a download or not. You trust in it. You trust in your inner voice. You trust in your intuition, guided by inner knowing. But you can't hear your intuition if you're around some of this energy I'm seeing. All right, top card. No. I say no. I say no. You could have jealous people around you right now. And again, anybody that wants to come back into your energy, acknowledging wrongs. You need to acknowledge your wrongs. They need to acknowledge theirs. Emotional sincerity, healing conversation, effort, consistency, right? If it's meant to be, it'll be. Surrender it to the universe. All right. What do I want to get you? Why don't we see what you need to focus on for this soul? No, I already went over the soul contract. It has to do with hot and cold, inconsistent energy. But let's just see. What should you be focusing on right now as part of your soul contract? Nothing. I want to show you my Care Bear. Hang on. So this is the Care Bear my daughter got me for my birthday this year, and it was actually sitting downstairs in a bag. I hadn't brought it up to my room, and then I was talking to Bree about Care Bears. I feel like I'm a Care Bear. I was telling Bree how I have those Care Bear hoodies that I wear sometimes. I might wear one for a reading soon. I'll have to wait for a cold day because it's summer. But this is a new one. I think it's from 2021. Isn't it adorable? And it's a very unique bear. I don't know how many they made, but none are the same as each other. They're all made differently. There's not one that's the same. Like the pattern, the rainbow pattern is stitched together. So they're all unique like us, right? We're all different and unique. We all have our own magic. And it's called the Togetherness Bear. Love all. And it's about, I know a lot of neurodivergent people love this bear, but it's about loving all. It's about oneness, which is just perfect, isn't it? All right. What should you focus on right now? Let's have a look at that soul contract line. What should you be focusing on right now? Let it be. Let it go. Let it go. Won't hold me back anymore. All right. We have let it be. Detached, rest, silence, contemplation, right? So for some of you right now, this is what you're meant to be doing. But again, it kept coming out that you have somebody on your mind here. Contemplation, go within, hibernate, self-reflect, complete holidays, celebration, think it over, the end. Let it be. Right? Anything that you're trying to hold on to or anything that's not aligned with you anymore or your authentic truth, let it be. Surrender it to spirit. We have bouquet. Happy, harmony, beauty, creativity, a gift. You're a gift. Maybe it's on the, like it says reconciliation, but you're a gift. I'm seeing that cosmic gift, and you should realize what a catch you are, right? So spirit wants you to focus on your happiness right now, which you are. Your creativity, whatever your gift is, art. And your gift is within you. You just have to find it. You have to tap into it. Gratitude, appreciation, openness, love, and warmth. And then we have this fox, self-interest, stealth, deceit, trap, redhead, sharp, sleight of hand, something's off, wrong, cunning, sly, crafty, right? Let those things go. Anybody who's like that? Also, the fox in that card or that deck that I love so much talks about unsure of your own identity, right? When you're trying to fit in with people or masking who you truly are, how can you know who you truly are, right? Remember who you are, Simba. Anything that doesn't make you happy, release it. Anything that's that, release it. And we have hermit. It's time to hermit. Soul purpose, self-reflection, isolation. Well, not. There's a huge thing about people wanting to align with you. So maybe it's time to come out of your spiritual hibernation. But I'm also finding people who are on the same path as you. right? Please don't, Wally. We don't want to hear you toot again. Hey. Hey. Meow. There he goes. Right? Meeting other people that are on this journey. I always say the hermit's journey. The hermit is alone, right? But you're not meant to be alone forever. August 22nd to September 21st, you might want to think about coming out of your hobbit hole. Timeless reading. But August 22nd to September 21st, you had coming in fast. So if you've been thinking about doing something creative, expressing yourself online, art, right? The wind, slow is not behind. Slow is the pace where I can actually feel my own life. Exactly, patience. But August 22nd to September 21st, right? If you're feeling called to get out of your house, there's a reason, I'm hearing. All right. You got the rings, but it says contract. Circular. So were you in a going around soul contract? It's right here. Soul contract going around and around in circles. Circular. Right? I believe that's wounded feminine energy. Going around in pointless circles, or is that masculine? Right? It was supposed to break this cycle. Instead of just burning bridges. Remember that deviation about burning bridges? It's meant to break this cycle. Distorted feminine. Going around in circles, need for drama, right? The people around you, drama, gossip, complaining. So like participating in cycles repetitively, expecting things to change is wounded feminine energy. And we have connecting, right? You're not meant to be in hermit energy forever. You're meant to be connecting with other people, collaborating with other people, overcoming some of these barriers through soul contracts with other people is what I'm hearing. Maybe a feminine. We have feminine energy on the bottom. Feminine energy on the bottom. Work on both of them. Work on your masculine and feminine energy, right? Everything you're looking outside of yourself for from this person you're nostalgic about, give to yourself. You want consistency? Consistently take yourself out on a date. Consistently buy yourself flowers. Consistently show yourself self-care. Consistently rest. Do something beautiful for you every single day. Show up for yourself, right? Be your own protector, provider, so that you can... I feel the power of light in me, so that you can really thrive in that feminine energy. I don't know how weird this is to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. Because we have soul contract here, collaboration. Again, just for me, I was lacking masculine energy within me, right? Very good with my divine feminine energy, but lacking the masculine energy within me. But I was feeling quite balanced. But when I connected with Bree, I had some sort of... I don't know how to explain it with my masculine energy, which I find very interesting, right? So sometimes that's what I mean, like connecting with other people. energy complementing each other, right? It's important. It's important. Especially because so many of you watch both of us, right? So we're part of a soul tribe, all of us. Bestie squad, bestie squad, Care Bears. So yeah, once you remember, work on that feminine energy so you can align with other people who can then complement your energy, contrast it, balance it out within you. I mean, we have to find that balance ourselves, but I hope I'm not confusing you. It makes sense in my weird brain. We have the firefly. You need to find your other fireflies. Inspired action. The firefly talks about this. How you'll get this little hit of inspiration, and if you don't grab it when you're having it, it dissipates. Clear downloads, right? If you have a thought like, oh, maybe I should go on Instagram and make some friends, or oh, maybe I should start making videos, or oh, maybe I should go here, or oh, maybe I should take this course. That's your firefly energy illuminating, right? Blinking at you. Chemistry, magical, self-discovery. Soul spark. I searched for my spark and I found it. Listen to that song and dance. Light codes. Creative spark, someone exceptional. Realizing that you are someone exceptional. Tapping into your fire, your creative spark. And then you start blinking, right? Little fireflies, blink, blink, blink. And then you see the other fireflies blinking so that you can find them. And that's what Bree says about us, right? Like the energy between us, it's like energy rods. It's like bing, 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 bang, Chandler bang. But you're getting in, you are one of a kind, snowflake on the bottom. You are one of a kind. There's no one like you. There's no one like you. And I know that there's some soul out there that's going to align with you and just think, where has this person been my entire life? You. There's no one like you. So whatever these little sparks that you're getting, follow those sparks. One more. Look at the mess I've made. I don't even care. I do not even care. Allow, trust in divine timing. This is beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel will turn in your favor. We have, beautiful, the element of spirit. Allow, trust in divine timing. Soul spark. Light that spark on fire so that you can find your people. Source energy. Unified field, soul spark, timeless, binding force, omnipresent life force. The same reason that you're drawn to me. Someone is drawn to you. We have wise, the owl, seeing through the facade, wise, aware, observant, secrets lifted, right? And once you see it, you can't unsee it. I've seen like videos about this, about people hanging out with muggles, and the muggles are talking about like, oh my gosh, did you see what she was wearing? I do voices, it's my authentic self. When I was younger, I used to imitate characters from movies, like Lena Lamont from Singing in the Rain. Oh my gosh. Those voices are not meant to be offensive. They're part of my authenticity. But anyway, I've seen it. Like when you hang around with muggles, it's like your sight is very different, right? You see through the veil. You see through the material, whatever, the surface level. Anyway. But also the owl, like very observant, very intuitive, very magical. A blessing is on its way, I'm hearing. Explore the unknown. And then you have dolphins, your community, your people. Peace, harmony, helpful, effective communication, playful, humor, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, joy, right? You probably feel like this sitting around muggles, right? Like just kind of observing them, right? But when you meet your people, you join in, right? It's fun, it's uplifting, like-minded spirits, the dolphin. You probably underestimate your own impact. To bring into balance, like-minded spirits, strong spiritual practice, healer, blessed, innately intelligent, meant to change people's lives. All right. So I'm just going to get you one of these cards. I'm going to get you one of these cards, and then I'm going to get you some angel numbers. Sacred boundaries. I feel like I have to take that. That's not just about setting boundaries with others. It's about setting boundaries with ourselves, right? I will never allow that again, right? I will never let someone dim my light again, or whatever it is. Oh, you got the shadow. Nourish your shadows. They're nothing to be ashamed of. That's where your light lives. That's where your light lives. The Jaguar. Beautiful. All right. A card for you. Love you. This is 43. Love you. We have breakthrough and focus on the big picture. Beautiful. And attract through glow, the firefly. You need to blink your light. 18. Your shadows is where your light lives. 33, the Jaguar. Shadow work. Your shadows make you beautiful is what I'm hearing. 29. Didn't we have another 29, or am I imagining that? Breakthrough. Is this the lizard brain one? This might be lizard brain. And we have focus on the big picture. 19. And you know what's funny? This card has a hawk on it. Change. Messenger of divinity. But we also see a lighthouse here shining its light. And we have a bee. This light is attracting in a bee. And a bee is symbolic of community, of collaboration. Focus on the big picture, right? Perhaps you've been so focused on this person. And we have a breakthrough with the third eye, because look, we have a blue eye, and then we have a purple eye. All right, I'm going to read them. 29 and 19. Lizard brain. The medicine of this card comes through when you are about to level up and have a breakthrough very soon. Very soon. Where do you need to put up boundaries? But you must be aware that your lizard brain may attempt self-sabotage. And that's what our shadows do when we ignore them. They become the master of self-sabotage, the Jaguar. It's on page 66. And 67. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It makes my kids cringe and I love it. It makes my kids cringe. The eye opening in this image is likened to a seed ripping open to become self-realized. The reptile head on the bottom of the card represents our unconscious reptilian brain, our muggle brain, our muggle brain. The limbic system. This part, those are my kids, but they're having fun. This part of our brain represents fear, flight, fight, addictions, and other emotional behaviors. And I kept saying unhealthy emotional behaviors. It hates change and thinks it can keep you safe by pulling back from taking important risks that can lead to great success. The lizard brain will drown you in fear of potential failure and tell you to stay in the job or relationship that makes you miserable, because there is a strange safety in the familiarity of what you know. Familiarity, familiar, familial, family, familiar chaos, right? Toxic comfort. All right. Hey, at least you know it's horrible, so it's safe, right? Wrong. This is just some of the garbage logic of the lizard brain, the master of self-sabotage. This card is about, I said guard. This card is about surpassing the prehistoric programming of our beliefs and behaviors to evolve into who we know we can be. Do you know what I always wanted to be when I was younger? A Care Bear. I'm living the dream. Where is it? The art of your breakthrough is the determined effort to constantly question your perception. Take a moment to analyze a current obstacle or moment of resistance you are dealing with. This obstacle is a golden nugget moment to challenge your perception. Examine the story in your mind's eye. Even being aware that you just got hijacked by lizard brain doesn't necessarily dispel all the worry running through your body. At this moment, you may just have to move forward while still feeling fear and not fully believing in yourself. But the action of going forward is what will lead you to the critical breakthrough, right? And maybe you are afraid to put up boundaries or to go after your mission or to find friends, right? But courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's that card, It's in You, which I read from this, which I read in my oracle reading. And we have 19. These cards keep sticking to me. Right? And I was just hearing that about energy. Other people's energy can stick to you. Like, you know, I am rubber, you are glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you or whatever. Energy can stick on you. Visionary, oh my gosh. Are you a vegetarian? Visionary hawk. I do know how to read. I do know how to read. But look at that bumblebee that your light could call in. Visionary hawk comes with a powerful message about a higher perspective. The image of the hawk comes out of the eye and asks you to transcend your current perception and see the bigger picture. Hawk is aligned with the lighthouse that focuses its light on the bee, which represents your purpose. I love it. Hawk says you must expand your perception to encompass a higher viewpoint and focus on the thing you want. Then your purpose, not person. Then victory, represented by the crown, is the only next logical step. Hawk is asking you to take control of your thoughts. Stop playing victim to external circumstances and own the truth that you create your own reality. Declare that your life is going to be the most fulfilling, prosperous, and joyful you have ever experienced. Yes. Proclaim that you will overcome all obstacles, your self-doubt, and your insecurities because you have a gift that you and only you were created to share. Regardless of whether your current situation is less than desirable, this card comes as a confirmation that something beautiful is awaiting you, but you've been too focused on something else, right? The magician, you can't manifest something if you're only focusing on the one thing. Your magic lies in focusing on all of your elements or on a few different things, right? But the first step is to make that decision to get out of your ego's limited perception. Testify to the world and yourself that something big is awaiting you. Not even your disbelief in yourself will stop you from fulfilling your purpose. You were created for greatness. Hawk's medicine asks you to immediately snap out of whatever discouraging story may be playing in your mind and immediately focus on your power of all the achievements that await you, and your friends that await you, and your community, and your own. I can always tell tell when I'm channeling because I start yelling. And look, the vein in my neck starts popping. And I had such a wound around being like sharing my voice and being loud and people yelling, right? Those wounds, they'll keep you stuck. Sacred boundaries. Tigers are masters of their territory. In the jungle, tiger says no to living near other tigers because she knows this will diminish the amount of food in her territory. Tiger says yes to living near water, for she knows it is good medicine to relax and play in the flowing waters. Tiger is bold and never thinks twice about whether she should allow something toxic and dramatic into her environment. It checks out with this reading, right? That's what I mean. True divine feminine energy would never allow anything toxic. And she never thinks twice about it, the tiger. Never. Nor does she ever feel bullied or coerced into doing something she does not want to do. Oh my gosh, my childhood, I was always that friend who was masking and pretending to be something I wasn't, and I would align with like people who I was not meant to be aligning with. There was this one time that we went to the mall and they were all shoplifting. I was like 15 or 16 and they were all shoplifting and I was like, I cannot do it. I cannot shoplift. Like it was not in me. I think I told them that I did, but I didn't really. Like I think I said I stuck something in my pocket. But they were shoplifting from all the stores in this little mall. And because I was such a people pleaser, I just went along with it, right? That was not the first time I found myself in that situation. I've been in that situation many times in friend groups where something really bad is happening and I go along with it because I'm there. But anyway, the security guard, they got a report that these girls were stealing. And they came and grabbed us and they walked us around to the stores saying, do you recognize these girls? Because we think they're shoplifting. And people kept saying, stores that I had never stepped foot in. The people who worked there was like, yeah, I recognize her. She stole something. And I was like, I've never even been in this store. Like I was not, that's what I mean. Don't let people who you're not aligned with, don't be me. Tiger is so strong because she creates firm boundaries. Tiger's power comes from knowing and honoring herself. We teach people, this is my favorite thing to say, right? We teach people how to treat us by what we're willing to accept. Never expect others to automatically expect and treat you with the justice, love, and consideration you deserve, even when you treat them with kindness. Articulate and create boundaries through courteous speech. For many people, conflict is draining and they would rather avoid it. Still, if you are presented with a situation that continuously minimizes or belittles you, you must stand your ground and ask for respect. And the first download I got was you did that and somebody threw you away. They don't know what they're missing. The mere fact of sticking up for yourself is so admirable. It energetically creates a level of esteem from others, and it inspires others to do the same. Especially if the other party does not hear you, you will have strengthened your self-worth by holding your boundaries, and this new level of deeper self-worth will reflect in other areas of your life. And boundaries do not only apply to behavior from others, but also how we treat ourselves. Do you have guidelines for the food you put in your body, the people you create relationships with, the words you say, the topics you discuss? Tiger Palm's medicine raises its hand in your spread when you are also being asked to level up energy that you allow into your life. Everything we were talking about. Start scanning what behaviors you hold that do not align with. I treat my body, mind, and spirit like a sacred temple. Tiger Palm's medicine directs you to set boundaries with not only others, but yourself. All right. I'm gonna see what this Firefly card is about. It's so dark in here. It's so dark in here. It's about attracting other lightning bugs. Notice how plain and unassuming lightning bug is in the light of the sun. Down there. Yet in darkness he becomes his most magnificent, brilliant self. The hermit journey. You're meant to become your most magnificent, brightest self in the darkness. It's where your light lives, the jaguar. Magic. It is his glow that we all yearn to experience. His glow is magnetic and attracts. His inner light is what lights up other lightning bugs and connects to him what he desires. There's so much darkness in the world, right? Bree and I continuously share these videos where somebody is shining their light. And in small ways, you affect other people and that light spreads, right? Care Bears. The world needs our help. Care Bear countdown. Come on, let's go, guys. Somebody needs our help. In receiving lightning bugs medicine, you are being challenged to glow up and attract. Lightning bug uses his glow for many reasons, but the main reason is to connect with other lightning bugs and to attract his mate or his mates. So whether you are in the stages of attracting your beloved, don't do it for them, or just trying to level up in the world, do it for you. I want to attract with what is for my highest good. Yeah. Lightning bugs medicine teaches us that we brighten our glow by enhancing others' glows. Our inherent being doesn't just desire, but needs to be loved and heard by others. Exactly. You want to have the people around you that you feel see and hear you, right? Who see your light, who appreciate your light. This card challenges. Oh, I already did that. In doing so, this card challenges us to enhance our relationship with others, and in doing so, we live a more fulfilling version of ourselves. When we are seen, heard, and respected by others, not only do we feel amazing, but we glow more intensely. Anyway, why do my elbows hurt? Maybe because I'm leaning on them. How do we improve our relationship with others? Research has shown that when we focus on the positive qualities, we begin to experience these positive qualities constantly. And from what I was seeing, there's some negativity around you. This medicine asks you to start a daily journal practice by writing down the aspects you love and admire in others. What you see and love and admire in others is within you. Right? That's why whenever one of you is like, oh, I just love your light, I'm like, that means you love your light. Same as what triggers you in others. Where am I? You will not only begin to see these glowing qualities in others in abundance, but their glow will enhance your glow. Practice this for at least a week and watch yourself and the people you wrote about glow up. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to get you some... Why is it so dark in here? I'm going to get you some angel numbers. Angel numbers. Angel numbers. Interesting. That one is hinting that you're not connecting with people who are like you. 111 came out. 111. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you truly are. Everything we talked about. Why am I shuffling them right side up? 9. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. Purpose. I'm going to flip this around. Zero. I was talking about size 0 pants earlier. There is no beginning and no end. What song is that? There's no beginning, there is no end. Can't be written. Hang on. It's from Love Actually. I'm seeing Love Actually. There is no beginning, there is no end. Whatever that song is. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. Your spiritual side. Oh, I read your spiritual side twice. You are gaining new insight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. 333. I have to read it. It's my favorite number. You are being called to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. You got to get rid of that resentment. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. One more. I am stable. How many times did I say be your own protector and provider? You bring stability and rationality to any situation. I don't think that's me. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. I shouldn't say that about myself. But that's what I mean. This stability is within you, but maybe you've been searching outside of yourself for it. Right? 6, your heart is a gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing and stable. That's giving feminine and masculine energy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.